Hey guys, I'm doing a quick live before I get my first meal of the day, which is rather late. I wanted to do a video, as you can tell, on setting boundaries on abuse, setting boundaries on misuse. I learned the very important lesson about boundaries several years ago when I read this book by Dr. Henry Cloud called Changes That Heal. I believe it was Changes That Heal. And he wrote other books like Boundaries. That's what he's really known for, is his book Boundaries. And I just never understood the concept because I wasn't modeled that a lot as a child. My mom was very, generous person. My mom is a very generous person. My mother is a very helpful person in the family and in her work and in her church. And so I've always seen my mother give, which is a beautiful thing. But I never learned a lot about boundaries from observing how she would help people out. And so I grew up having poor boundaries with people. I didn't know where one person's boundaries ended and another person's boundaries began. I didn't know where one person ended and where another person began. So I would feel responsible for other people's grades. I would let people cheat off of me, of my papers and my tests and stuff when I was in school. I would even help people with their paperwork. As I got older, I just didn't know where their responsibility began and where mine ended. So I felt responsible, and I didn't think about this concept of boundaries until I heard about Dr. Henry Cloud. And I learned that this person made a choice, and when they made that choice, this is good. When they made that choice, they made the decision to meet a certain standard, to meet a certain level, a certain set of expectations when they chose what they chose. If someone chose to be a mother, they chose a lot of expectations that come from motherhood. They chose all the responsibilities of being a mother. And sometimes people who don't have children feel responsible for the person who chose to be a mother or who chose to be a father. And you will find yourself burned out and you're like, you feel resentful because you're like, I didn't even have a child. But I'm with the child more than the mother is. That's a sign of boundaries. You have poor boundaries. If you give people rides to work or to church or to play or wherever they go, you will begin to feel resentful when you realize that I didn't choose to work at this particular job, but I got to get up in the morning early to take them to work. Poor boundaries. Even though you didn't even make the choice that they made, maybe they chose to go to a church 30 minutes away. Maybe they chose to go to work at a job an hour away. Maybe they chose to live, somewhere they maybe shouldn't have chosen to live. But you're responsible, without even agreeing to it, to get them from point A to point B. You have poor boundaries. You are only responsible to handle the consequences of your own choices. You're responsible. If you apply for a job, you're responsible to get yourself to that job. If you go to a church, you're responsible to find a ride to that church. But not even find a ride to provide your own transportation or to catch a bus. Or maybe you should relocate closer to the church. It is your responsibility. And we have to learn boundaries. It's so hard sometimes, especially if you're in the church world. You feel like you're responsible for everybody else. You feel like, well, I'm a Christian, I have to care and everything. But you're not responsible for everybody, y'all. The concept of boundaries. You must learn boundaries. You must learn where you begin, where you end, where another person ends, and where you begin. Again, if they chose to go to college and they're not very bright, they're not very intelligent, then that's their problem that they didn't pass the class. It's not your job to make sure their papers are A papers and that they get their tests done. They chose that thing, and if they cannot do the work of that thing, they're in the wrong thing. They've chosen the wrong thing. It's important, you all, that we realize where we end and where another person begins. And when people are upset, I have a friend guy going through something right now. He's very devastated. He calls me several times a day asking for advice. Well, I don't know what happened. Why does he want to be my friend no more? Why is he mad at me? And I'm like, dude, It's not my responsibility to control your feelings, your emotions. I'm not responsible to regulate your emotions. Even your emotions are within your bounds. You're responsible for your own emotions. All you can do is ask. And if you're a good friend, you won't ask often. Now, if it's like, you lose a loved one to a traumatic death, like an unexpected death, you're gonna need people around you a lot. But if you have a illness that afflicts your mobility, your body, you're gonna need a lot of help from family and friends, or caretakers, nurses, and whatnot, caregivers. But you cannot make people be responsible for what happened to you. What you do, it falls on you. You are responsible. If you wanted to get a big, huge facility, big building, and it was too big, you're responsible for paying your own note. No one is responsible. If I decide to go get a nice car I can't afford, I cannot call my mom and say, Mom, I really want this car. It's really nice. If I lose it, they'll laugh at me. They're all going to laugh at me. They're all going to laugh at me. My mom's not responsible for paying a car note of a car that I chose to get on my own. No one is responsible for your poor decisions. And then even if it wasn't a poor decision, it might have been a good decision at the time. But no one is responsible for maintaining something for you that falls in your realm of responsibility. You have to realize that no one's responsible for me. No one's responsible for me. I chose this. I picked this. You picked this abusive husband. No one is responsible to help you move every 2 weeks. When you keep that first time they help you out, the second time keep his heart. The first break never takes. But the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th time, I'm not going to keep rescuing you if you don't want to be saved. Again, you all, it is so important that we make right decisions. We have to make right decisions. We have to make healthy decisions. We have to think long term. Before you make a decision, think long term. Ask yourself, now, I want this $400 car note. Can I really afford this car? If I don't quit my job soon, I won't be able to pay this car note if I quit my job. Don't think in your head, but who can I ask to take care of my note if I quit my job? Excuse me. That's not fair. You need to make good choices. And if you made a choice that turned out to be a bad choice in the long run, you're responsible to go tell the bank, tell the car lot, the dealership, whatever you do, tell them, hey, unfortunately, change the circumstances, I'm not able to pay this note any longer. I'm not able to pay for this anymore. You have to let them know I can't do it anymore. You have to let them know, that you can't do it anymore. Your circumstances, because at that time there was a time when you could afford it, but things have changed. It's no one's job to take care of it for you. So remember, you all, you must set boundaries against abuse. And I didn't even name abuses. I actually just named just like things like responsibilities, bills, and stuff like that. But if someone is hurting you, someone is beating you, somebody is cheating on you, my pastor said on Sunday, he said, bad people do their job, and they do their job well. Bad people do their job. Liars, they lie, and they lie well. They lie very well. Bad people, they become highly trained and specialize in what they do. Bad. They're very good at it. They actually, sometimes they study how to be more, the cult leaders study how to be better cult leaders, worse cult leaders actually. Liars, they practice on being better liars. They lie often, they lie frequently. Cheaters, they cheat often. They constantly looking around for this person they can cheat on their spouse with. They do their job very well. Okay, you have to do a better job of realizing these bad people and not choosing them anymore. You have to say in your head, this person is not healthy. This person is constantly using me, abusing me, mistreating me, making up excuses as to why they hurt me again and again and again. And you're responsible to set boundaries. You must say, sir, I'm sorry, but if you lie to me again, I'm going to have to discontinue this friendship. Sir, if you hit me again, it'll be the last time you ever hit me again. You ever see me again. Set boundaries. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.